Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Game on Cloud9 here, and today I'm here to bring you guys a Bleach Chapter 545 prediction, and I wanted to apologize to all the people out there who are looking forward for this video to come out, because this video should have been out either Wednesday or Thursday, and I even put out the Naruto prediction and also another video to accompany the Naruto video, and nothing Bleach. So once again, I want to apologize, but I do have another video that will be coming out like somewhat soon. I'll probably say either later on tonight or tomorrow, most definitely tomorrow, which is a theory video on Juha Bach. So hopefully that somewhat makes up for me not putting up the video on time. Now let's just jump straight into this week's chapter, and I'm going to go ahead and give a synopsis of it, and then I'll give you my prediction and thoughts on it, as well as rating. Now, of course, the chapter starts off with us seeing Uryu and Juha Bach continuing on their conversation that they have from the previous chapter. And one of the questions that Uryu raises that I'm pretty sure a lot of us out there have been kind of wondering ourselves is, why did you make him the successor, Juha Bach? Which is what Uryu asked. You know, why did you decide to make me your successor? You know, when all that would do was cause friction amongst the Quincy. And Juha Bach, you know, you can tell he's a little up to something, or, you know, he has his own agenda, because he turns around and says to Uryu, well, the thing is, you know, I mean, you may not realize it right now, you know, I mean, he has his reasons. He's like, but he asked Uryu, why do you think that you are still alive right now? And he goes on to talk about the mixed blood Quincy's, how he killed all the mixed blood Quincy's, and how Uryu was the sole survivor of the mixed blood Quincy's, and that was for a reason, that there's a special ability that the mixed blood Quincy's have. So there's something that he wants to utilize Uryu for. So there was actual reason for that. Not only that, but he also said he doesn't necessarily like, I guess you say, sheep, people who just follow him along, you know, like, you know, without really thinking. Which, you know, I guess I don't know if I really believe that much about what he's saying, you know, because I mean, Juha Bach, anybody who, you know, goes against his own thought. Well, then again, you know what? No, I guess that wouldn't be somewhat of a true statement, because he did kill a few of the Arankar earlier on in the arc, you know, and they were people that were trying to, like, you know, probably they were like down on their knees for Juha Bach. So I just have to say, yeah, maybe that's somewhat true, but at the same time, I can't really see him taking someone revolting against him lightly, or putting any backtalk against him lightly. He just doesn't seem that way. Now, going on to the later part of the chapter, we get Bambietta Basterbine. Yep, she made an appearance. And you know what? This chapter, it was the weird thing about her was when she was first introduced with the other Quincy's, she looked like a little girl to me. Now, like, she looks like, I don't know, like a little bit older to me. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's a power or anything like that. It's just it was weird the way Kubo drew her, because then he made her a little bit more sexual in this week's chapter of Bleach. It was kind of weird, because she, like, you know, was about to, like, do it with this one Quincy dude, and all of a sudden she, like, cuts him in two because she's, I guess, annoyed, or she's kind of pissed off. So we have some other stern Ritters actually enter the room as well, and they're also, you know, all busty and looking, you know, of course, you know, a bunch of fan service going on right there. And then you have them talking with her, and, you know, talking about how she's always cutting these people in two, and they asked her why she did that, and she goes on to say that she's really concerned about the future of the Vandenreich. You know, and then from that point on, we went and saw Hashwalth, which, you know, Hashwalth, he's awesome. I swear, I'm telling everybody, Hashwalth is like the Ukiorda of this arc. So Hashwalth goes on, and he walks into, I guess you could say, his part of the palace. And when he walks in there, you know, he has one of his, I guess you could say, servants, or one of his lower-ranking members, one of the people that's under him, you know, waiting for him. And she talks about how she knows what happened. She knows about, you know, what, Juha Bach did, you know, why he, like, you know, how he made Uryu the successor, you know, and asked him if he's concerned, and Hashwalth, you know, he's not concerned, and he goes on to explain that he knows this is just all of Juha Bach's plan. He wants to throw everybody in confusion. He knows that no one is going to, you know, listen to Uryu, that Uryu will be on a short leash regardless, because no one really respects him at this point. Well, that's in short what I gathered what Hashwalth was saying, really, is that no one really respects him at this point, because at this point, Uryu just comes out of nowhere. They don't know where his power stands or anything like that. You know, they don't like him. You know, so, I mean, even if he is, quote-unquote, the successor, he won't actually really be able to do much with his power. And from that point on, we got on to the end of the chapter, which dealt with Orihime. We see Orihime walking around some random rooms, and I think they were called, like, the Nego rooms or something like that in Hueco Mundo. And, you know, of course, you know, a little comic relief there, you know, with her talking with this camera, which I guess Urahara gave to her to follow her around in case she got in trouble in Hueco Mundo, which she said she got in plenty of trouble while she was in Hueco Mundo, and he still didn't come and help her. Then she was waiting on Chad. Chad showed up, and we saw a figure behind them, which I'm thinking is Grimmjow, which most likely, I'm pretty sure the majority of us agree, is probably going to be Grimmjow, unless Kuo just decides to throw us some major twist. And then we saw Uryu, you know, he's has this, I'm assuming it's the medallion, sitting on a desk. So you see he's still back at, well, not at his place, but, you know, somewhere in a tent somewhere in Hueco Mundo, working and getting ready. And then that was pretty much the end of the chapter. Not only that, there was even a little note at the end of the chapter, too, talking about how things are kind of getting close, you know, drawing near. So that was the end of the chapter. Now, let me go ahead and talk about my overall thoughts and everything. Okay, so the chapter, I mean, the main focus you can kind of tell from this chapter was on the not how everybody perceived Uryu to be the successor, but about what Juha Bach's intentions were. So we found out one interesting fact in this week's chapter, that there's something special about mixed blood Quincy. So I don't know if maybe they have some hidden potential, something that other that pure blood Quincy's can't reach. Juha Bach even went on to say that, you know, that he can even become, I guess, more powerful than him, which I kind of wonder if, you know, if that's true or not. Well, you know what? It may be true, but if that's the case, I think he's going to do something and maybe either try to steal the power away from Uryu and be able to claim it as his own, or something along the lines of that. Or there's something. I don't believe that he just wants to use Uryu as a tool. He just doesn't seem like that type of character to me. Like seeing as how he's stealing these he, you know, of course, created a method to steal Bankai away from the Shinigami and all that, and of course he hates Shinigami. I just don't see him being subservient to anyone. I mean, of course, right now Uryu is, you know, serving under Juha Bach, but I feel like Hashwalth kind of reinforces that, the fact that, you know, Juha Bach sort of already kind of put Uryu on a tight leash. So I think he's going to try to kind of use Uryu, you know, for other purposes as well, not just for power, maybe even to, you know, gain more information on the Shinigami to be able to come with more strategic, you know, opportunities to be able to take them out, and maybe as somewhat as a you know, a psychological thing to kind of mess with the Shinigami, because Uryu was once an ally of theirs. Now, that was the main focus of the chapter, but then there was also, of course, you know, we got, you know, maybe, I guess it was kind of random to throw Bambietta Basterbine in there, although we did get a few more Stern Ritters introduced, and that scene with her was pretty funny. At least I found it pretty funny. The end of the chapter had a pretty decent cliffhanger, but I don't know, like, I felt like the chapter was good, but I felt like it was a little bit all over the place. I mean, the beginning was good. You know, I liked what Hashwalth was all about in the chapter. You know, like what Hashwalth was talking about. But the point of this chapter, to me, there could have been a little bit more, or it could have been handled a little bit differently. Like, I feel like the part with, again, Bambietta Basterbine, that didn't need to be there. It was, you know, funny, but it didn't need to be there. That could have been later on, in my opinion. You know, or, you know, could have been just omitted, period, because we already understood that the fact that the Quincy's all are kind of confused, well, not confused, but they're, well, yeah, they are kind of confused and a little annoyed the fact that Uryu Ishida is now going to be the successor. You know, so again, yeah, I don't really like that. I mean, I liked it, but I don't think it necessarily needed to be there. And I would say the end of the chapter with the whole Uryu having the medallion, of course, you know, it was a little interesting cliffhanger. I mean, it shows, one, I think Chad and Orihime may actually be getting ready to train, too, which I'm hoping. You know, I'm hoping Chad goes through somewhat of the same training that he went through with Renji. Like, I don't know if you guys remember back in the Rancor War, like in the beginning of it, he started training with Renji in order so that he could fight against the Bankai. Well, I would like it if Chad actually trained with Grimmjow. Maybe Grimmjow can actually get him to be halfway decent for once. You know, I like Chad, but I mean, I want him to actually do more. Like, wouldn't all of you guys out there like to see Chad actually get like a full body, full bring? I'm talking about, like, I mean, because he can use it on his skin. But imagine if he just covered everything, like his face, his body, his legs, everything, in his forebring. I mean, I feel like he would be a lot cooler that way, in my opinion. I feel like he would, it would probably, I mean, it makes sense to me. If you can use it on your skin, why just use it on your arms? So, I don't know what's going on with that. Now, the end of the chapter, of course, since like Urahara's looking at the medallion, I'm thinking he's obviously trying to come up with a way to stop the, you know, figure out how to stop them from stealing, the Quincy's from stealing Bankai. I'm definitely thinking that since they said, you know, things are drawing close and everybody's getting ready, that, again, I think I said this in the last prediction video, that I think we may even get a quick time skip, like a year time skip. You know, not like, and it's not the type of time skip such as, you know, like everybody's gonna change like appearance massively, but just showing that everybody's gotten ready, you know, everybody's, you know, prepared, you know, shit, like, you know, they're, you know, because I can't really see us seeing everybody's complete training. I just think we're going to end up seeing the end results. And now, since it's been established that everybody's off training, getting ready for this war, you know, I think they did somewhat similar of an effect with the Arrancar War as well. Everybody started training, getting ready, and then they kind of skipped ahead to the Arrancar War. So as far as my particular rating for this week's chapter, since I said the pacing, you know, or I think certain things didn't necessarily need to be in there, and the pacing was decent. You know, I probably have to go with because the artwork is always usually good, so I'd probably have to go with maybe vice captain level this week. Good information was given, you know, but I think it was a solid chapter of Bleach. I mean, the end of the chapter, you know, had a good cliffhanger, but nothing really dynamic, nothing really, you know, like just out there. You know, of course, there was one little funny scene in there that I enjoyed, but at the same time, again, it didn't need to be there. So the spiritual pressure that this week's chapter gets is vice captain level. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please go ahead and throw me a thumbs up if you did enjoy the video. And if you didn't like the video, then you can feel free, if you want to throw a thumbs down. Also, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content and you would like to see more. And don't think that I'm not going to put out my Japan videos, because I do still have plenty of those. It's just Sony Vegas. I may just put them out of order because some of them are already ready. So I'm going to, you know what, I probably will do that, put them out of order, and just let y'all know I'm putting them out of order. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. Look forward to my other videos that will be coming out pretty soon, and that's the end of this. So see you later.